is that? You good? Yeah.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2014 found footage horror film Hollow's Grove. The film is written and directed by Craig F. Frost and it stars Miketty Williamson, we have Lance Henriksen, Matthew Carey, Sunkrish Bala, Brescia Webb and Matt Doherty. Okay, this has a very similar setup to Grave Encounters, if you have seen that found footage film. And it focuses on a group of people who've got their own paranormal TV show where they travel around to supposedly haunted locations and film what goes off there. However, they're quite happy to kind of fake things. In actual fact, they've got Lance Henriksen's character Bill, who behind the scenes kind of sets up scares and stuff while they're filming. So it makes it like all the locations they go to are very, very haunted. So they go to this children's orphanage, expecting it to be another run-of-the-mill investigation with some fake scares, but in actual fact it turns out to be anything but fake. And by the end of the night it becomes a scramble and a fight for survival. Right. What are my thoughts on Hollow's Grove? Well, I've actually been trying to watch this for years, I'd probably say. This has been recommended to me a number of times. I know Leo's recommended it to me before, and I've just never really been able to kind of find it, to watch it, or that kind of stuff. I finally managed to track it down and watch it. And for those of you out there who are interested in watching this, if I can get my glasses back on, if you will just bear with me, guys. There we go. It's on YouTube. Yeah, there's actually loads of found footage films on YouTube if you look. It's like a treasure trove. I'd never really realised they were on there, but they are. So you can certainly watch this, and there are a number of others as well that you can watch on YouTube. So as I've said, the structure here is very similar to Grave Encounters, but I'm going to be really honest here. I don't think this is anywhere near as good as Grave Encounters. Grave Encounters, for me anyway, is right up there with my favourite found footage movies. In fact, on one of my top 10 lists, I think I put it at number 1 at the time. It's that good, in my opinion, Grave Encounters. It's excellent. This is a good copy of that, I suppose, just not as good. I don't think the characters are as memorable here. They're a little bit... Some of them are quite dislikable here. Mainly because they're so brazen with their dishonesty and all that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, the fact that they're very, very happy to fake everything that they could come across. And, you know, whereas Grave Encounters, they didn't pretend to be like serious investigators. They weren't as brazen as this crew, if you like. And it follows a very, very tried and tested formula with found footage, and I've said this all the time in these reviews for found footage. I do think there's a very, very specific formula to follow when you're doing found footage films. Occasionally you can kind of break the mold a bit and do something original, and it works sometimes, and it's fabulous. But for me, if you're going to make a found footage film, you need to kind of understand what that blueprint is, and then kind of follow that blueprint and kind of just, you know, tweak it here and there to kind of stand out in the crowd. And this follows a very familiar blueprint, but if you like, it doesn't tweak the formula to make it stand out in a crowd. You know, you've got the build-up of this location. You know, you've got people warning them off, you know, like the janitor sort of thing, or whatever he was, saying you can't, you know, it's too dangerous, you can't go in there, all that kind of stuff. So you've got people doing all that, warning them off. But what I did actually quite like was the fact that when some creepy stuff start happening early on, like, you know, shakes and vibrations and cupboards flying up and pots and pans shaking about, the crew in this orphanage just assumed it was that guy, Bill, doing it and setting it up. So they weren't scared, if you like. Whereas you and I know differently. We know it's the real deal. So then as it starts escalating and the penny drops or starts to drop with many of them, it's too late, really. It goes from like 0 to like 100, very, very fast in regards to escalation, which I like. I like it when the last 20, 25 minutes of a found footage film are quite manic and bloody and frightening. And the film does actually do a good job of portraying that with the characters, the sense of fear and dread and terror that they all feel. But it also... you can either see this as a positive or a negative. The fact that it's got Lance Henriksen in and Makiti Williamson, two names really. Obviously we all know about Lance Henriksen, but Makiti Williamson, who plays the FBI agent, that's him from Forrest Gump, I believe, is it? Or yes, it is. And he's done Fences. He's done loads and loads of movies, so he's quite a name. But you only see him at the beginning and the end of the movie. So you've got these two recognisable faces in it, which kind of, for me, I probably prefer to have unknowns in these movies for the most part, because it kind of projects that illusion that it's real, and I like that. I like to kind of feel like it's real, and a good found footage film should be able to do that. You should be able to watch it and it feel like it's really happening or really happened, and that you're kind of being projected into the movie almost. Whereas this one, because it's got Lance Henriksen and the other guy in it, it's almost like it's waving at him saying, "We're only a film, by the way. You don't need to worry." So yeah, I mean, obviously, it's lovely to see Lance Henriksen in this movie because he's an absolute legend. But again, it kind of takes away that illusion of the film being, like real events taking place, which, well, obviously we all know is twaddle, but it's nice to kind of have that illusion, if you like. So I think this is a competently made found footage film. Definitely worth checking out. It follows a very similar formulas to what you would expect. There are some fun scares here and there in it. And it certainly at times had me, getting to the edge of my seat, I would say. There was definitely some strong moments in it and a manic last 20 minutes or so. So, yeah, definitely check out Hollows Grove. If you haven't seen it before, I do recommend it. And I will, of course, be back with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.